leaving the scene, would that lead you to believe they didn't want to die? Would that lead you to believe there was another attack that they hoped to hit multiple locations to kind of sow as much fear as possible?
Well, Anderson, I think it was. I think they studied police response times in that part of California, San Bernardino, 7 to 12 minutes. You get in there, kill as many people as you can, get away. What they were doing after that, we don't know. We're going to have to wait for the facts to come in.
Sounds like a trial run.
The more I hear of this, the more it sounds like terrorism. It is not simply a psychopath
like a test
taking
kill.
revenge against the people in that auditorium. I think we can pretty well exclude that. And so when the FBI says they're going down the terrorism route, they're not excluding it. I think there's for good reason. And as we've been talking about, they're bringing a lot of resources.
Shit, should I be working with the fucking FBI? Because my conclusions 5 videos back, 5 hours ago was
and a female. It's very rare to have 2 psychopaths join together, and we saw that in Columbine with the 2 shooters there. But that's a very rare instance.
Boston too. 2 of them.
Absolutely, and I agree with Bob 100%. I mean, he hit the nail right on the head. Having a female involved, she was tactically sound. She's been trained. I mean, she's wearing tactical gear and whatnot. So, that certainly leads one down that road that the agent in charge was going down. So, as they gather intelligence, Anderson, I don't know if these 2 DOA suspects had cell phones on them. I'm sure they've been dumped. They're doing their homework. So, they probably know a lot more, I would hope, than we do right now. So they're gathering, all kinds of intel, and we'll find out shortly.
Art Roderick, it is interesting that they would go back after this shooting to a residence, whether it's place that they actually lived or someplace that they had just rented or somebody else was there, and then would leave again, unknown why they would have left. Did they know they were under surveillance? Did they want to hit another target, or were they trying to get away?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a couple of keys
don't drink
here.
beer.
We heard it. Why did they have those pipe bombs? Were they going to hit another place? But when you put together pipe bombs with a male and a female dressed tactically and using tactical movements, and I'm sure that person that went into that conference room at first was just doing it in advance to make sure that this was the right location to hit, and everything that's happened afterwards. I mean, you have the chief opening.
I wonder
the
what the hell's in that blurry spot.
And the Bureau basically admits that they're heading down the line of terrorism. I think over the next 24 hours, we're not only going to hear more about terrorism, but we're also going to have more hits, more search warrants executed, and they're going to try to take down this whole cell and support system there in California.
And you're looking at live pictures there in Redlands where they are at the apartment of that they had previously been watching and saw the SUV leaving. One more thing, Lenny, I mean, I think back to the Mumbai attack back in 2008, and one of the things that the Pakistani terrorists did in that attack was they put bombs in taxi cabs, and those taxi cabs just drove off without even realizing they were now, vehicle-borne explosive devices, and the idea was they would explode, not only kill people, but also distract police and bring police and sow fear that there were multiple attacks with multiple assailants in various locations. People, if you have got a bunch of pipe bombs and you start placing them in places and drive off, you can create a lot of havoc.
Yeah, Anderson.
Shit, Anderson Cooper wish that would happen, so you would have something to really to report on.
There are several hundred people were inside the facility where the shooting took place. Mary Port was one of them. She joins us now by phone.
Y'all feel me?
Marie, thank
ladies,
you so much for talking to us today. I'm so
gents,
glad you were safe.
Y'all feel me?
I know you were
Shit,
across the street
they
when
want
the
some
shooting
crazy
started.
shit happen to give them overtime.
What you saw when you first
They
realized
love it
something was
when
going
shit
on.
happens like this. They're like, cha-cha-cha-cha, we getting
Marie,
a
can you
fat
hear me?
ass paycheck, baby.
Bonus,
Christmas, we here.
Marie, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, Marie, you're on the air. It's Anderson Cooper. Can you take me through what you saw and what you heard?
Oh, well, I was walking across the street, and then, what do you call it? I looked over, and there's a shady-looking guy, and I don't know, I didn't get a good glimpse of him, but he looked kind of dark-skinned. I don't know. I looked, and then he just, I saw a big gun.
Fuck what you talking about.
I got scared, so
The motherfucker that
we all
seen the
ran.
nigga in the
Like, there
car
was a group of
said
us
he
who ran
was
to a building.
a light-skinned guy with
Yeah, we were just in there, like,
scruffy looking
speculating,
beard.
like, oh, who it might be, and
He
it
didn't
was
want to
pretty
say like a
scary.
Muslim. You could tell
So,
they told
let me
him
ask you,
not to say
Where
that.
were you, and where was this person?
But
This
the
was
guy said the
outside?
motherfucker looked like a Muslim,
Well, I
damn
was
near.
outside. He was
The
going
way he was
into the
describing
building.
him.
Okay, so you saw him entering this building.
And then you
saw
got
him-
a
what
female
building was he
involved in this
entering?
shit in body armor.
She was
Son,
into
come
the
on,
hospital
man.
With,
Damn.
The Inland Regional.
Hope my
Center?
people in Alaska feel
Yes.
me.
Okay.
It's like, come
you
on
said
now.
He was dark skinned. Do you know what he was wearing?
He looked pretty heavy, so I think he had gear on.
What sort of gear?
I don't know. It was just a glimpse.
Okay. Would you say he was wearing dark clothing or light
he
clothing?
had some kind of gear on, but you don't know. It's just
It
a
was pretty
glimpse.
dark.
Quit lying.
And did you get a sense of how tall he was? What his face looked like?
I honestly, I really couldn't tell you. It all happened really fast.
Okay.
Well, you're not a witness then.
When did he start
Get off
shooting?
the damn phone.
When he was entering the building or
Yeah,
before?
right when he went into the building, like right there, he started shooting.
Do you have a sense of how many shots you heard?
I don't know. It was a couple. When we went to the building,
See,
we shot the shit
ladies
going
and
on.
gentlemen, this is what you call
And
a crisis call.
How long
This
was it before
motherfucker
police- were you
wasn't
when
there.
police
He's
arrived?
just filling in blank noise from
yeah.
the repeat,
Do you have a
the
sense?
loops,
No, okay.
the
No,
loops
it
of
happened
the
fast.
video, the loop, the
no,
loop, the loop,
we-
this loop, the loop.
No, once the shot stopped, we just
All he
ran
is
out.
a space
Quick as we
filler.
could.
That's
Yeah.
all he is.
Mary Port, I appreciate
Between
you,
the
you
loops.
talked to us. Thank
This
you
shit
very
right
much.
here, this
Again,
dude,
we're
his
back
name
with
might be
back with
real.
Our panel, Chris
But
Wecker, Lenny DePaul, Art
he's
Roderick,
not
Hal,
real.
Bob Baer, Jonathan Gillum, and Dan Bongino. Dan, to Bob Baer's point on that, more and more, the more details that are coming out, police now
See, what you
saying
gotta
it
do
was
is
a
just
man,
study the
a male
news.
and a female, both of whom are
Like if it's a
dead,
college
both of whom
course.
wearing assault style clothing, some sort of tactical
like it's a
gear,
video game.
some form of short rifles. They
Xbox,
also had
Call of
handguns.
Duty,
They're Evan
but
Perez
you
reporting
study
two
this shit.
Pistols as well as two AR-15 style guns have been recovered.
They always going after their
Potential,
AR and the
explosive
pistols always
device,
on the scene.
found
It's
at the
always
Inland
like that in the
Regional Center.
combo.
Perhaps some sensitive material around the SUV itself, and unclear what's happening right now in that apartment in Redlands that you see on the
All right,
right-hand
guys,
side
I'm gonna
of your
try to
screen,
keep these
where
shits
it's believed
short
the
so
two
they don't
suspects
take so
went
long to get the
after
news
initial-
up out there. I'm trying to
initial
keep you
slaughter
updated.
at
I
the
don't even
Inland
know if you
Regional
like this shit or
Center.
not.
And then
But I'm
we're
doing
seen
my
leaving,
best
in an SUV.
to try to track
Police
this
followed that
information so
SUV,
when we start
and
hearing
that's
them
how the
change it
encounter
up,
finally,
we
came
got
to an end.
the
big question,
first
of course, is there a third suspect out
unedited
there?
versions
Dan, in terms
live,
of
okay?
the terrorism
This is why we
angle,
do this,
which
okay?
Chris Wecker was saying,
So
you know,
I try to try to
listening
keep you
to
updated.
what a former colleague of his
As
who,
this
is
shit
at the
gets
FBI
crazier
was
and
saying
crazier,
about that it is a possibility.
trust.
The number
I got
of agents, FBI
two
agents that
recording
they're bringing in,
devices,
personnel,
and
the way
I
they're
will
making
be using
adjustments to
them.
the investigation, it sounds more
Alrighty.
and more like it could be terrorism. What do you make of that, Dan?
Beat me up, Scotty.
Yeah, a couple of points.